Back again to the Starladder iLeague Invitational Season 3, taking a look at game number 3. It's NaVi versus Team Spirit. Winner is going to move on to the grand finals in a shot to be the second team to qualify for the Starladder iLeague Invitational Season 3. First minor of the year. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by Aosin, and we got a wild one coming up here as we finally are going to see a Lich. My goodness, it's actually happened.
Yeah, looks like both teams are sticking to their guns. Some respect bans coming out first. You know, we got the Wisp not going to be seen again, and Bat Rider as well. NaVi going to be sticking to the Nature's Prophet, and Team Spirit going back to the Brewmaster. Despite not having much success with it in the first game, this time around it might do a little more now that we have a Lich pickup.
Yeah. Give that guy a little bit of armor. He might run into some issues with the mana pool potentially, depending upon what hero they end up taking. But already looking like Team Spirit want to go for a little bit more of that team fight style, something that they can use to battle against NaVi. Last time it was obviously NaVi who had the stronger team fight. So talk to me about a little bit, like what's the big thing that you feel like is important in this series? Is it like the map movement and the vision? Oh god, we got a Skywrath.
It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. Obviously, everything needs to be taken into account. Everything matters. Every little thing matters. I feel like, for me, based off of the last game alone, it feels like NaVi are very reliant on their overall strategy to kind of like work out. Because if I look at last game, it feels like the moment their momentum is halted, they kind of lose track of what they're meant to do. They look a little lost. So I think Team Spirit just needs to focus on kind of like breaking their momentum. If NaVi want to play aggressively, Team Spirit need to be able to put up a defense where they don't allow it to happen or make good trades happen, and then all of a sudden they find themselves with the upper hand.
Okay.
10 seconds.
I'm with you there. You know, it's kind of interesting too, seeing the Skywrath Mage here. It feels like it's a little bit of a departure from what NaVi had before, where it was playing with the Disruptor and trying to, like, you know, find that one extra pick, find that one extra kill. I wonder if, you know, NaVi are trying to switch things up a little bit, if they feel like Team Spirit understood what they were trying to accomplish and now they need to run something different. I don't know really what exactly that would be. Skywrath Mage is kind of a weird support in a way. We saw Seneko play it the other day. He actually like maxed the silence as a way to be playing like a defensive support for his carry. So I'm assuming it's going to be a Seneko Skywrath Mage and a general Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, Team Spirit are going to take the Clockwork. So position 4
seconds remaining.
Well, we'll have to see. But I think the Skywrath is mostly for the Brewmaster counter. They'll probably pick up a hero that can actually jump in and disable the Brewmaster first, and then you follow it up with the Skywrath silence, and you actually have a way to kill out the Brewmaster before he can actually split. It's one of like the stronger supports to stop a Brewmaster from ever casting ulti.
Right.
Dire team pick.
So this is your setup. This is your Burrow Strike into the Skywrath Mage ulti as well as silence. Very strong combo. Very well suited to their aggressive playstyle.
And this is the classic general. I want to say that it was right before TI6 when NaVi started to look really good at that like last summit. Sand King was kind of like a revelation for them, and it was what really pushed them over the edge and allowed them to make it through those qualifiers and get to TI6. And granted, later they didn't end up performing the greatest at that event, but you know, you get General on a strong initiator. He's able to, in some ways, dominate a lane. How do you feel about Sand King as a hero now? Do you like it that much?
I think Sand King is still very good. Like his abilities are very, very powerful, but it's hard to say. I feel like he definitely does need the Blink Dagger to be extremely effective. He's somewhat similar to Slardar in that sense, versus, you know, the Earthshaker. You can always fissure from a distance. Sand King actually needs the Blink Dagger because his stun range kind of runs out of effectiveness very quickly.
Yeah. You've sometimes seen like Tranquil's Windlace, and then they try and run around and make stuff happen before the Blink Dagger, but that's also sort of dependent upon what heroes are out there. Like, if there's a puck, you're not just going to be able to, like, scoot your way in there and then find a burrow strike, most likely. And a Troll Warlord now taken, so probably Clockwork Troll lane. Is that what you're expecting to see, or do you think it's going to be, like, Brew Clock up top? That sounds awful.
I'm pretty sure it should be Brew and... It should be Brew. Lit should be helping Brew, and Clockwork's probably just going to be moving around the map, making things happen.
Okay.
5 seconds
Well,
remaining.
I always worry about a melee core against Sand King. I guess Troll can stay in ranged form, but Caustic, the levels of it do start to become a bit of an issue. Of course, if, you know, somehow Team Spirit just sort of completely blank on it and don't bring any detection, Sand King could level up Sandstorm and just, you know, get his little Darude going on.
I don't think there's going to be an offlane Sand King anyways.
You don't think so?
I'm almost certain General's going to be playing his Nature's Prophet again.
Yeah, that's true.
So Roger, this is more like a Roger type of hero, and Suneko, very good on the Skywrath Mage. So going to be, I think we're just going to see it played out like that instead.
Okay,
Dire
fair enough.
team ban.
Now it is going to be the puck. For the Sand Kings being played in the position 4 route, it's certainly been seeing like the Sandstorms getting leveled up pretty early then and heading off to the jungle after they stack up a few camps. That could be the route that NaVi want to play it.
Remaining.
I think it's almost mandatory for this game. I think like his Blink Dagger is going to be very important for their overall success. So they need to make sure the Sand King has a decent amount of farm. You probably want to aim for something like, you know, you might even want to consider having him just farm all the way until Blink Dagger, so you get it before 10 minutes, for example.
And wowzers. A Sven last pick.
Yeah, definitely needed some right click to round off their draft.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
that changes not really a whole lot as far as what you would expect. It's just a
5
very
seconds
clean and
remaining.
easy lineup. Team Spirit, on the other hand, I don't know, something else to kind of pull it together here. More damage. Do they go back for the Lycan again?
Well, we have 1 second, so
Templar
I like that a
assassin.
hell of a lot more than the Lycan. That's great.
well, they're gonna have good lanes here.
Yeah. We saw the other day a TA almost solo a puck in like the first couple of minutes. I think it was G who was playing it, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. There was a couple of TAs the other day. But that matchup, TA versus puck, do you want to talk a little bit about it, how it ends up looking?
Oh, it looks terrible for the puck.
Okay.
you really need help from one of your supports against this TA, and probably gonna have to keep eyes on the Clockwork, make sure that they don't exactly stack the jungle or stack the Ancients too much for Iceberg to take advantage of. But I definitely like this pickup because this makes Team Spirit's laning phase look very, very strong. Like a TA is on paper supposed to annihilate a puck, and what can you really do against a Lich as well as a Brewmaster in your safe lane? If you have your Sven down here, your Sven's not going to have the greatest time at all. And Troll Warlord, not exactly too afraid of the Nature's Prophet as well. Just has to be a little careful of the potential rotations. And FMG already battery assaulting Suneko.
He's going to take a little bit of a couple hurting on his backside there as he walks away. And it is just going to be able to get down that ward. Curious if they spot it out and are able to identify which place it was put at. I think he was outside of range of the ward over here when he placed down the observer ward. Not positive though, we'll have to wait and see. And up top, a quick movement in. They get the D ward here as well. So a decent start already.
30 seconds to battle.
I'm just really worried for NaVi's laning phase this game. I think Team Spirit's laning looks like way stronger.
Yeah. Crystallize and Skywrath, it's not really like a lineup that you would expect to find a ton of kills in lane either.
The battle begins.
Do you think that they're going to be able to farm okay there? Like, obviously the worst lane is probably going to be TA versus Puck if it's just a 1v1 because of the counter situation. Does any of these other lanes look a little bit better for NaVi?
The Sand King Nature's Prophet one is... Okay. There's potential there.
Yeah. I want to see what Roger's skill build is, what he ends up going for here. They're going to bring the Clockwork mid. And to make sure that they have a decent time, and even going to, I mean, in spite of even having like the counter, they're just going to battery assault Dendi. Ugh, that is a frustrating way to live a life.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you want to help your TA for at least like the first couple levels, because while the TA does do very well against the Puck, level 1 you could still kind of get harassed a lot by the Puck because you don't have that refraction going just yet.
Yeah. Phobos is going to take a beating here as well in lane. He keeps on getting hit by that Arcane Bolt, but now Roger into Corrido has battery assault off cooldown, but just a little bit too quick with those boots first. Is still Clockwork a little bit of a movement speed advantage, but they don't end up finding him. Instead, they're going to get General. Some of these Treants needed to trade the aggro there with Roger as well. Still doesn't level anything up. Now they have the Caustic. And the slow is going to be enough to stop Team Spirit in their tracks there.
I'm kind of curious as to why they moved the Lich up here, though. I think like this lane is not going to be easy for the Troll, but I think it's more important that they just... deal with the, or make the lane a little better for your Brewmaster and then deal with the Sven, because right now Skywrath is one of the best supports when it comes to zoning off offlaners because of how powerful your nuke is, and FNG gonna find a kill on Roger.
Yeah, I mean maybe this is part of the reason why they want to ensure that they can find a kill and get Troll off to a good start. I see what you're saying though. Certainly there's always a trade-off that you're doing here, and well, I
mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Iceberg, he's still 11-3. There's going to be a regen picked up by the Clockwork. Roger now with the stun. There's a chance that they can start to do a bit more damage here. He's going to Burrow Strike and get one little punch and a walk away. He might end up paying for that, though, actually. He's taking a good bit of damage. ILTW. Maybe going to go down. They salve up. They have another Burrow Strike looking for that opening, looking for the kill. And they are indeed going to be able to find it. They break the salve and... whatever else was running there first, but they still are able to take down that Troll.
General doing a good job keeping the Treant on him, but he is going to get caught. Is he going to finish him, though?
Yeah, they got that kill. Well done. Clockwork able to finish it. You still take that trade, though, every day of the week, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think the one nice thing that this laning setup works out, for NaVi at least, is that since both the supports are kind of occupied, they aren't really able to help out TA when it comes to stacking Ancients, so there are no Ancient stacks so far.
Not sure what Roger is doing here. I guess that he wants to regen up and get himself to a position to gank the TA when she comes back to lane. Is that the thought?
It's really hard to gank the TA. I'm actually surprised that the TA had to go back to base.
They have a ward there as well.
That just means that Dendi is doing incredibly well. Oh, here we go. He's jumping in.
All right, moving in. They've got the Nature's Prophet as well, and they're going to be able to find the TA. No tangos, but they turn to fight, and Roger just goes down. And Dendi also forward to jaunt away. They didn't have enough in the tank to take down Iceberg.
All right, just kidding. TA too strong. Look how much damage he does. Like they tried to gank him, and he turns on refraction, and he pretty much three-shot the SK.
I mean, you called it. They can't gank him. he's not that type of hero right now.
It looked kind of promising, but yeah. just not getting me enough.
So, I mean, that's something else to talk about for a second, though. Is Puck has been able to get himself 14 denies, although Dendi has taken a good amount of harassment there. Is that just that the counter of the lane is going to start to come out now, or did Dendi start in a pretty good position against Iceberg here?
I think he started in a pretty good position. I mean, if I look at the numbers right now, I think Dendi did a very good job with this matchup. This matchup really sucks.
Yeah. gonna bottle crow. Be able to be back up to full here, and they'll try and get the D ward as well on the subs. Other lanes kind of passive for the moment. They're gonna shrine down bottom while Skywrath keeps on pulling and trying to clear out these creep waves. Level 3 for himself in comparison to the Clock, who's level 3 also. And quick little steal, maybe on the bounty rune in a bit? Not sure.
I'm starting to really like this Nature's Prophet taunt. At first it was kind of annoying to me, but now it's kind of grown on me.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet taunt's the best. I love that one. Uh-oh.
Bottom lane. They find Biver.
Alright, that's what Roger does. Quick rotation in, Windlace, and Boots, and he's out of there. So, over the past couple minutes, looks like Iceberg has started to build up some dominance in this lane here. 34 and 17 versus the 23 and 14. That was so close to death. And forced the bottle crow again. Gonna have to shrine as well. While Roger has the DD rune down here bottom, so Dendi will at least get a little bit of an easier time. Can they make something happen against Iceberg? They have Coil, they have a DD. If there's a time and a place, it's right here, right now. Silence comes out.
Traps.
Slowed down. Have the catch. This is a 4-hero gank. They are all committed. They've got to find this kill, and they will.
Leaving so soon.
All right, I think it's still worth it. You bring 4 heroes, man. You kill off a TA. I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Especially since it's in the mid lane, you know, people can kind of disperse and go back towards their lanes. Not much farm is going to be lost.
The other big winner so far has been the Troll Warlord. 39 CS at about 7 minutes in comparison to the Sven, who's had to deal with a little bit of pulling and pressure in his lane. He's only at the 26 and 6.
I mean, overall, it's incredibly even. Just the Troll Warlord. I mean, he's got the CS, but if you look at General is on par with him. So in my eyes, that's like a very big offlane win.
That's fair enough.
That's just General. Time and time again, just always on top of his farm. Definitely winning his lane.
So you said that this could be really tough for Na'Vi in the laning stage, considering how well they've been able to play around the obstacles in front of them. Does this start to get like a lot better for them? Do you feel like Na'Vi are in a good position with these big ultimates coming online, level 6s and stuff, that they could start, you know, taking hold of this game maybe?
Oh yeah, definitely. They have a very aggressive lineup, and I kind of mentioned earlier, like this laning setup was not going to be an easy time for Na'Vi, but they're doing a really good job. Like I don't think I can stress it enough, like just how well they handled this laning phase.
Yeah. So General down bottom might see a gank come in with his level 6 and then a push for a tower somewhere. We'll have to wait and see if they decide to go for that, or if it's going to be maybe just continuing to farm and wait until they get all of those ultimates and items online. Sand King very far away, but they are going to go for a smoke play now. No vision of that. And it looks like they're heading over to the Ancients. Understanding with this ward down that this TA stack super important, and she's actually taking a good portion of it. They're going to get here right in time to be able to kill her off and maybe deal a crippling blow to that stack. Roger forced a burrow strike to the low ground. TA trap is laid out as well. They don't end up taking it down. But Dendi is still here. Soak up experience as they get ready to maybe take this fight. Corrido, FNG, forcing Dendi back, is going to jaunt away. And that should make enough space for Iceberg to clear this out.
That was some great trap placement usage from Iceberg. That one trap alone just completely stops them in their tracks.
Yeah. I wonder if it would have been worth it to bring Crystallize in for that. They ulti for this. Crystallize down bottom. He's going to get lifted. They have Troll Warlord as well. He can drop him. Stun comes out. Crystallize is still alive and does have stick charges as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
Well, that was very surprising. He's not even close, and now they can turn this around. PK Phobos in a lot of trouble. Still have a stun. They're going to ulti on Crystallize now.
Alright, damage coming out. They take him down. Meanwhile, Dendi is going to end up jaunting away, just barely left alive. But they do take down Crystallize still. So maybe a bit too over exuberant as Brito's going to take a bit of a blast. Fiverr as well. Ooh, dodge away. Nice little juke there, Sand King. The final tally ends up being a 1-for-1 brew for Sven.
I'm actually kind of surprised at how reserved Na'Vi were with that turnaround. I think both sides kind of like, I think like on one side, Team Spirit kind of overestimating their damage on the Sven, and then on the other side, Na'Vi kind of underestimating the potential turnaround from Team Spirit. They're very reserved on their abilities, like no burrow strike coming out on time, and Sven being the only one committing an ultimate gave him enough time to just turn it around and kill off the Sven.
Right. Well, it's about 11 minutes in now, still only 4 kills apiece. Very even game. Top lane, it looks like General is going to end up dying here. Maybe he does have TP boots as well as phase, and he might be able to escape from this if he can get a little bit of separation. Has a sprout as well, able to get out of there.
Clap! Oh, he misses!
Oh no, that's a KK indeed. Oh man. All right. This game's been a little bit less crisp than the last one, I think. A couple of slightly off mistakes, it feels like.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really surprised that Na'Vi didn't put any of their resources into stacking the jungle for Roger. I think it would really help them out if he was able to go back towards the jungle and farm up quicker towards the dagger, because right now it's not going to come out for probably like another 5 or so minutes, maybe even longer.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I guess though that if you look at the way that the rest of Na'Vi is building, it's sort of all towards trying to just hold the line for now, clear out creep waves, and then like hit a later timing. You know, Dendi going for this Veil as well. Like there's sort of, I think that based upon the way that they're building, they're kind of okay with it. I guess, is that exploitable though in your opinion? Like can Team Spirit really punish the fact that the Sand King isn't going to get a Blink Dagger for a while?
I think even without the Sand King Blink Dagger, they still have a lot of ways to set up right now. I think Na'Vi still definitely have the tools that they need to go for these aggressive plays. Oh, hook, not going to connect. General going to dodge that.
That's a big old creep right there. Sneak that one away from Roger. And he will be able to get these last 2 creeps here. Hook shot down though for a long time. I believe that one was scouted. Iceberg has Death, so if they wanted to, they could think about also moving in and taking Roche in the near future. As top lane, General, they are going to ulti for this. He does have TP, but I don't think it's going to end up working. Roger could look for an opening here himself. They now spot out Roger, and
he needs to run.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be able to get out. Meanwhile, Dendi used Orb. But they can't find that kill, I think.
That Deso hurts.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
But the movement. Oh, top lane Roger. He knows there's no vision. Okay. No detection.
He's just gonna sandstorm. He's having a good time.
So you're talking about the movement?
But yeah, Team Spirit is the one who's, you know, actually actively looking for these pickoffs, setting up kills. When I feel like Na'Vi is the one who should be doing that, especially with this lineup. You know, you have a Sven who could potentially just, you know, stun for your Skywrath to drop an ulti on. There's also, you know, the puck setup, especially since he has a Veil as well.
Right.
There's going to be so much damage coming out with that combo, but they're just kind of sitting around, not really doing too much. But Skywrath, he has a TP, he has a smoke. Maybe Soneko will use it soon.
Yeah. It does feel a little bit awkward. And you know, as this game goes on longer, we've seen Troll versus Sven. It's not great for the Sven. As over here, the Dorito FNG is going
Level
after the
7?
Sven. Is he really about to solo the Sven? That was very close. They are going to be able to punish the FNG, but that was 4 TPs.
I mean, you got to protect your Sven. There's no way you can let him die there.
No, totally. But I don't know if this smoke doesn't connect. It's like a lot of wasted time. Is this a lineup where NaVi has to get stuff done?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they have to get stuff done.
Oh man, that little miss right there, that smoke, they're so close to being able to find ILTW. They just don't check that camp. They are going to break the smoke now on the tower, and maybe they catch Iceberg.
Oh, this is going to be so bad for NaVi, though, if they walk into this.
Oh, Carino's back. I'm here. They're going to find him again. There's going to be the Skywrath Mage ulti, but now Roger's going to die, so a 1-for-1 exchange. Not great.
I think that was already best case scenario for NaVi. I think they were in a really bad spot if they decided to fight there.
Yeah.
So trading 1-for-1, I think they should be happy with that.
It's definitely odd though. So talk to me a little bit. Why is it that you feel like NaVi need to get stuff done? What happens as this game goes later and later?
You're gonna be fighting into a TA as well as a TA with a Troll Warlord on the other side. I don't think you're gonna be able to outscale this kind of lineup. And
no! Oh wow!
Double damage.
Oh man, NaVi. Oh, he missed. I think that TA hit the meld strike onto Dendi. He didn't get his phase shift off in time. Now Troll Warlord gets
he already used his orb to farm too.
Well, from bad to worse to really not good. NaVi looking in trouble as it's a 5,000 net worth. Look at the change in net worth and experience over the past couple of minutes. And this is the timing when NaVi is supposed to be at least doing a little bit better. Granted, you still don't have this Blink Dagger on Roger. What's the remedy? How do they solve this problem?
Top lane, Iceberg is being patient here. He has the Blink Dagger. Oh, this is probably General's death right here.
Jump forward, melt strike, gone.
Even
all right,
gave him
they got a
the
gang
Troll
squad.
Warlord ulti.
Jesus.
But this is like Team Spirit are doing what NaVi should have been doing some time ago. I think like, I mean, you can see how much damage this TA is doing, and you look at the net worth, right? TA is miles ahead of everyone else, sitting at 11,000 net worth, and Troll Warlord being the next one up there. How do you even fight against this as NaVi, right? If they manage to pick up BKBs, and there's also a Brewmaster as well as a Clockwork to kind of zone out that Sven. Like, Sven is the only person who can deal with them at this point. Nature's Prophet sort of can, but kind of the same issue. General just doesn't have the farm to do so.
Well, and what are you really going to do to try and deal with them now? Because TA is going to be a full item ahead. He's almost got BKB done for Iceberg at 18 minutes on top of Deso Blink. And not to mention that in these fights, like, it's going to be a long time before NaVi get BKBs out. Like, Brewmaster is just going to lift somebody, and then it's going to be a 4-on-5. I don't know. This is feeling very tough. Very hard to deal with.
The thing is, Roger's about to finish his Blink Dagger at least.
Okay.
So maybe they were waiting for that, but I feel like they're starting a little too late.
Yeah.
They can still make it work, but they have to make moves like the moment he finishes up Blink Dagger.
So this is the other thing. It feels like this is a completely different NaVi like mentality than we saw the previous couple of games. I don't know. I'm not sure if this was the play.
Oh, and they're going to go for Roshan. This is going to be such a quick Roshan. There's a BKB on both the courts as well.
Yo, this is quite bad. The rocket flare as well to make sure nobody is behind it. Maybe if Roger walks in there, but it's too late already. I mean, how much are they going to get done with this Aegis? Iceberg is ready to party, and they're getting ready to move down mid. There's a lot of swirls on the map saying, let's just go in this general direction and dare them to stop us.
But yeah, I definitely agree with you. You know, the first game, NaVi won very convincingly with the ultra aggressive playstyle that they had, right? It was just go, go, go. We see a hero, we're going to run at him. We see a hero, we're going to run at him. And then after the second game, they feel much more reserved now. They don't want to make any moves. They hook, catch off Seneko, and another kill. They do manage to pick off that tower at least, so NaVi kind of just split pushing. Maybe they already feel like they're backs against the wall.
Yeah. Dendy's going to be able to get a D ward there.
Virtue of an expiring sentry.
I'll take your tribute.
Split push game is apparently what's left to him. It almost makes me feel like they don't think that they can fight right now. As the game goes like very, very late game, I don't know what, like, are they just hoping for one big engagement where the Sven cleaves everybody to death? Is that even really that feasible? I'm trying to figure out what it is that their game plan is, because like they obviously know that this would have ended up happening. Do they just not feel like they could fight, or?
Well, I'm certain they saw the double BKBs on the cores, and by seeing that, you're kind of scared to fight.
Big fight though.
They're getting baited.
They're able to get it. That's the Aegis already down. Okay, Navi looking good, but the opening is there. Brewmaster is up as well. They're already lifted into the air. Crystallized, trying to make it happen. Iceberg pops his BKB, turns to fight, and just destroys him. Dendy, can he get out of there? It looks like the answer is yes. And
Where's
Roger,
the vision?
I don't know if it's going to end up really mattering. They might just get the tower regardless. Dendy's still there. They don't spot him. Bro strike connects. Further damage.
Oh, he blocked!
Ended up
Viper blocked the hook!
He actually didn't have vision, but they're going to be able to push Roger out, and now he's in trouble. There's the jump forward. Another sandstorm.
So annoying.
The sad part is this is probably like the most effective member of Navi's team right now.
That is true.
In the meantime, Iceberg getting ready to probably not walk high ground. It was a great combo, the epicenter and then the Mystic Flare to just break through and kill off the Iceberg Aegis.
I mean, you saw how much damage that did, right? And that's why I was saying, like, they should have been setting up much earlier because of that Skywrath potential, right? You can actually blow someone up very quickly, but they kind of just played it passively, sat back, and were spending most of their time farming. On the bright side, they did get the Aegis at least. I think that's a very significant pickoff. It makes it so that Team Spirit aren't going to be able to, you know, take as much as they would like.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, it does still sort of feel like they have the run of the map at the moment, if they want it. Like, can they just try and clear off a couple of tier 2 towers before the next Roche comes up?
I think they're gonna go for this top tier 1 first.
Yeah.
The mid tier 2 is a little dangerous. There's so many different angles that a Sand King can surprise you from, and you could potentially lose a team fight off of the back of a great epicenter as well as a jump in by the puck. So gonna play it safe since they don't have the Aegis anymore.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Well, that first tower is gone, and it looks like they are going to back out after that one. It's still around 7,000 gold lead for Iceberg alone. Over the next highest net worth, and they actually just find Roger. He blinked forward very aggressively and does find a burrow strike onto 2, but he's still going to be slowed. A secondary slow. And
this time they have detection.
Yeah, ain't nothing to it. They get that kill. Dendy's pushing bottom. And this is kind of what Navi is relegated to. Pushing out lanes, trying to avoid fights, and slowing them down in whatever way possible. Crystallized farms.
But yeah, this is somewhat similar to the last game, I feel. Like, just looking at Navi's draft, I can only expect that they hope to have played a lot more aggressively here. Oh, Crystallized in a lot of trouble. He's getting chased down. They are going to spot him. They want to fight this, so Navi, they're bringing in people in. But
General just walks into it, but a good stun to turn it back around. DK Phobos, he gets the split off. Roger's going to fall. And it looks like Crystallized 2 doesn't really have any other option but to fight. And he gets torn up. Another kill going their way. General trying to TP out. Looks like he's going to be able to. Dendy does have Blink and Orb, so he's going to be fine. He's just going to try and clear off the creep wave. But it might be through bottom that we see Spirit try to push. Or maybe even just go mid.
Going to be taking their time. Iceberg.
Oh!
Not going to connect. That was close.
All right, we got some good all chatting. It's great.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They also
Iceberg.
Yeah.
Double net worth now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying that he also has an Orchid coming out to him right now. That's on the courier, and a DD rune to boot.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, this pretty much means that if he manages to see, or if he finds the puck, like the puck is just dead instantly unless he manages to blink away before he gets hit after the Orchid comes out. Although to be fair, I felt like Iceberg is so far ahead, it would have been a safer route to go for a Hurricane Pike, but I mean, who am I to tell him what to do? I mean, this guy's a god.
Oh, hey, look at this guy. Oh, BKB ends up getting popped from Troll, though. They went for the ulti onto him, and that is BKB down. That was his, what, 10-second one? But they need to do that several more times.
Yeah, they definitely do.
So vision from the Radiant, they did not see this smoke. It's going to catch them a little bit off guard. Do they run into Crystallize?
They're going to find Crystallize.
Oh, he's right there. They've got vision. They've got the opening. Hook shot. Not tough to mark that time. They've been able to catch him. He gets his BKB delivered to him. Now inside the cogs. What are you going to do, my man? He's going to be able to TP out. The bash. Not going to be there. Also have a Lich ulti.
They're just going to march down mid now.
Yeah. I mean, it keeps them alive. That being said, NaVi are pushing both on top and bottom.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They're going to pop ulti for this, start to deal the damage to the tower, and take down the first tier 3 of this game. The lift up onto Sven. No God Strength, no BKB, no nothing. They do need to be able to respond, though. A silence there onto Puck. He's in trouble. Can they blow him into time? The answer is yes. Still in the meantime, General is going for the split push down in the bottom lane. But they've already taken the barracks, and now they're coming back to defend, and General, nowhere left to go. He is in a lot of trouble. Can they get him out of there? No, they're not going to be able to. Back home. Stun is there onto Lich. He's going to end up falling. The rest of Team Spirit going to run away. Nice blink out of there as the silence came from the Nature's Prophet.
Radiant
Brewmaster also able to make his retreat.
I'll take your tribute.
They did manage to take down the tier 3 at least, so. Oh, but a hook. Uh-oh, Crystallize in a lot of trouble again. Doesn't have BKB for another 8 more seconds. He's going to go down here.
Yeah, trying to get him away, but it's not even worth it at this point. No way to stop it, and he doesn't have buyback for 55 seconds. If they wanted to, Roche's potential to respawn, but it's not actually up yet. Minute and a half away.
Marching down mid and going to head to that bottom lane. This is going to be a second set of racks, I believe.
They don't have backdoor protection over here. So General is going to be able to do some down damage and I think take a lane of racks here.
I don't know if that's going to be enough time bought. Like, they're going to get the range racks, but I don't think it's going to amount to too much. Since they did take the bottom racks as well, so this lane is still going to be pushing into NaVi's base.
Well, FNG gets killed, and because of the backdoor protection, they weren't able to finish off the range racks bottom. It doesn't really matter all that much. The final tally, though, I mean, it's something for basically nothing for General.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, NaVi, this is feeling rather rough. 15,000 net worth lead, 20,000 experience, and a quick jump forward. The BKB popped. Going to maybe end up dying to the burn? No, still at 200 HP. So Iceberg getting a little bit too cavalier with his ultis there. Roger, that was a very bold move, and they are able to do a good bit of damage. Silence there as well onto TA. Ends up going down. They find the kill, but the Chain Frost is bouncing. Is it going to be enough? Troll Warlord, far too large for that Sven. And Dendi forced to back out. That being said, you need to get 1,200 gold for that Skywrath Mage.
He catches out General.
Oh, top lane. Trying to get that kill. He's forced that through in General. No way to get out of this one. He is going to fall. 4 dead across the map. The lone survivor is Dendi. And he has to look on in dismay as the rest of his team is gone.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Team Spirit. Gonna be waiting on that TA. Once he comes back up, I think they just go for Roshan in the game. NaVi are gonna have to go for the biggest team fight ever. We're talking 3 to 5 man coil epicenter type of place.
Yeah. They have a ratting Nature's Prophet as well, so that's always an option. Yeah, he's going back for the AC next. Still probably a ways away from it before Roshan is going to be taken in there. Base is going to be assaulted. But
In modern Dota 2, you need to win a team fight, and they've got all the vision in the world to scout it out. They see that now they're over there. Roger, they're making the plays. Lich in a little bit of trouble. He's gonna die. So no Lich for 50. Hook shot though, great catch.
What a great
he caught onto two of them. The BKB popped the turnaround, trying to make this fight happen. They're able to take down one, but Troll has already killed off Roger. Can they find any more here? Bruce would as well. They're gonna chase down Snako. The trap catches onto him. He's out of mana. But looking like the Skywrath Mage is going to get out.
All right. I mean, that's definitely a good trade for NaVi, but here comes the Roshan kill.
That was the gem, too.
Where's the
gem?
It's on the ground right over here.
A secret kept forever.
I believe, at least.
Well, they managed to get two. They lose Roshan, but well, there's no Bruce split at least as well.
Yeah, and like we were talking about before, General is down here ready to split push when the time comes. Dendi can try and clear through the creep wave when the next one comes in. It's a little bit tough.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of, like, this is the problem, is you can sort of split push, but by the same token, if like, you can just send one hero back and solo kill General. It's not really working that well. Epi, over here to the side. They found themselves a TA, again forcing out the BKB. Puck in trouble now, though. He needs some type of help. He needs something to keep him alive. It's not going to happen. Gem on the ground. Iceberg found Roger. Melt Strike evaded for the moment by the Sandstorm.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Gem is on the floor again.
I mean, it's the smallest of victories at this stage. The fact that they didn't end up losing Roger there. General needs to go for the split push again.
Radiant's top tower.
But FNG, he's ready for him. He gets caught again.
Yeah, this is gonna happen. General turns to fight. Wants to just punch him in the face. There's an opportunity here back in the NaVi base. They're starting to get away. They realize that there's no clockwork here. Burrow Strike connects onto one, almost bringing him down, but again, the Force Staff, the Primal Split comes out as well. They've caught themselves a Sand King. Roger is gonna drop down. They get the lift up onto General. And it doesn't even matter that they don't have a clockwork. This is looking to be about the beginning of the end. Aegis still not fully used. And I think that we are going to see NaVi drop down to the lower bracket and Team Spirit, your first team in the grand finals for the qualifiers for the Star Ladder Minor.
Very nicely done. They had a great game plan and they executed it well. I'm just very surprised that NaVi decided to take a step back and not play like they did in the first game. It felt like a much more passive NaVi compared to that first game.
Yeah, I think that it's a situation where, like, you expect a certain type of playstyle coming out. Maybe not having the disruptor was one of the issues. Each time I've seen Snako play the Skywrath, I haven't really felt like, not that like it's anything on Snako. I just feel like it doesn't provide that same utility that made them so scary in game number one.
Yeah, that's kind of the case too. I wonder if it's just like a miscommunication type of thing. Like, when you're playing Disruptor, like Saneko's the captain. Having Disruptor, you are the person who can set things up. But as a Skywrath Mage, it's the opposite way, right? You have to have someone set up for you, and it just didn't feel like it was ever there. We actually started seeing the Skywrath setups way after it was like already too late, right? They were pretty much way too far behind, and then we actually started to see the setup. So it was a little confusing to see for me.
For sure. Well, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens, as it's going to do it for the upper bracket matchups. We still have the lower bracket matchups. The winner of this next series that's coming up is going to face NaVi, and it's Spartak Esports facing off against Team Empire. You guys might not have heard too much about Spartak. It's kind of a newly minted team, or at least newly minted organization. But you want to talk a little bit about what you thought of Empire so far in this tournament before we end up going to a short break.
I think I said it time and time again. I think that Empire are at least my favorites in this tournament. They have a very strong roster, very strong players. They came off of TI with a fairly decent placing, I believe.
Yeah.
I think they came like 8th.
I believe that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Empire, they have a very solid roster. In my opinion, they draft somewhat strangely compared to what they usually do, but they have a very large range of heroes to pick from, and usually their strategist always seems to be like one step ahead of whoever they're playing against in the CIS region.
Yeah. And Spartak, on the other hand, they were the open qualifier teams that made it through. It's Arc, BZZ, Yoku, Chuvash, and Misha. And they've been doing a lot of different things from what we've seen out of the rest of the teams. They're one of the few teams that's been running Slardar, and they've been going like Nature's Prophet Slardar openings. Anything else that really sticks out about Spartak? As far as like their road to get here, they originally played Empire at the very opening of this, and they lost 2-0. Then they had to make it through the entire lower bracket. So they were in the very first round of the lower bracket where they took down Gambit, and then they took down Vega Squadron, and now they're going to have to face Empire again. So a rematch from the first round of these playoffs, and depending upon what happens, we're either going to see them or Team Empire in the finals. So great showing from an open qualifier team. Maybe we'll see more of that going forward as well. But Steven, any final thoughts before we close out right here? You want to give a quick little sellout for yourself before we go to a break?
I'm good for now. Okay. I'll save that for the end.
All right, fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a few minutes. It's going to be Spartak versus Team Empire here in the CIS qualifiers for the Starladder I-League Season 3. See you guys in a few.